what I really want to talk about today, um, and this really comes. I'm going to read a passage from Thich Nhat Hanh's book, "Breathe, You Are Alive." A great book, "Breathe, You Are Alive." And there's 7 ways to practice. He calls them the 7 ways to practice, and we're going to look at the first way because the first way, I feel like, well, not only is it the first way, but it's really kind of like the I feel like for us Westerners, for us in the United States of America, California, whatever it is, it's really about how can we find ways of integrating this practice into our busy lives that many of us might actually be resistant to taking that 5 minutes or 10 minutes to sit quietly on a pillow or go for a walk and not have any interaction with technology or whatnot and just do it. Right. Now, if you're sitting with me, beautiful, right? That's your Tuesdays and Thursdays. But then thinking about what you're doing other days, that you might not have the time every day to put aside for an hour. And that's totally understandable. But the practice number one that he says is following the breath in daily life. Following the breath in daily life. And just as Annette said, one of the things that, we're going on 4 years, ladies and gentlemen, 4 years. Give yourself a round of applause for doing that for 4 years. Some of you I know have actually been here for 4 years. Can you imagine? All right, we're going on 4 years. We're going to check our little 4-year anniversary, I believe, in like a week or two. If you've been with me, there's certain themes, right? It's like we look at the neuroscience of mindfulness and the way that the brain connects and talks to different parts of the brain and things like that. We've looked at the breath. We've looked at various different topics. But one of the things is sort of like, how do we bring this into our life, right? Where it's not like a practice, but it becomes a way of life, where it really becomes a way of life. And really our entire physiology is being affected by it. Something stressful might happen and you're just, and you might even be in the same room or the same situation with somebody, and somebody comes up to you and goes, well, that was chaotic. You go, what? It was? That just seemed like there was just a bit of a misunderstanding or disagreement between two people, but it got settled. Right? As opposed to somebody, maybe their heart is beating, their blood pressure rises, they're tense from this chaos that was appearing. And you're seeing it as like just the flow of what was happening in the moment. You're like, oh, it just seemed like any other day to me. But where we integrate this practice, where we are able to look at a plant and see it for the first time, even though we've seen it 1,000 other times, where we see a budding flower and stop, say, wow, look at that expression of life right there in this moment. And then we see the butterfly and we notice the hummingbirds and we notice the flow of nature and we notice the colors and we taste the food that we're eating and we taste the water that we're drinking and we're noticing the movements of the body that we're making, right? And as you notice, right, every other practice that we do is sort of like, okay, now we're going to really kind of pay attention to the movements of the body, but really it's about integrating this into your life. It's about integrating this into your life. And that's a big thing of mine, because we are busy, because we have families, because we have kids or grandchildren or nieces or jobs or whatever we're doing, office appointments and stuff like that. And we want to be able to integrate this into our life. And so that's why I think it's beautiful that Thich Nhat Hanh would start with following the breath in daily life. Okay. Why? This is him, right? This is him talking, not me, but I love it. I love this guy. So, okay. Most of us don't live in forests or in monasteries, right? Is that true? Do you live in a forest, or can you go out? Like, they're like, oh, in order to become enlightened or awakened, you need to leave your family, go up into the Tibetan mountains, go live in a cave for 10 years. That might work for some of us, right? But the majority of us don't really have that capacity to do that, right? Most of us don't live in forests or in monasteries. In our daily lives, we drive cars, wait for buses, work in offices and factories, talk on the telephone, clean our houses, cook meal, wash clothes, and so on. How many have done any one of those in the last 5 hours, right? This is us. Okay, this is why he talks to us, right? He's not like, oh, put down everything you're doing because you need to, go find a cave and sit in a cave and give up all food and water for 20 years. Therefore, it's important that we learn to practice full awareness of breathing in our daily lives. Totally agree. And this is subject 1. First subject in this book. That's why I'm bringing it to you today. Okay. Usually when we perform these tasks, our thoughts wander, and our joy, sorrow, anger, and unease follow close behind. Although we're alive, we're not able to bring our minds into the present moment, and we live in forgetfulness. Although we are alive, we are not living. And we can begin to enter the present moment by becoming aware of our breath. It is an entryway. Breathing in and breathing out. We know we are breathing in and breathing out, and we can smile to affirm that we are in control of ourselves. A gentle, soft smile as you bring your awareness to your breath, even in your daily life, as you notice your breath, gentle smile. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. Okay. Through awareness of breathing, we can be awake in and to the present moment. Being attentive, we already established stopping and concentrating the mind. Full awareness of our breathing helps our mind stop wandering in confused and never-ending thoughts. Most of our daily activities can be accomplished while following our breath according to the exercises. When our work demands special attentiveness to avoid confusion or an accident, we can unite full awareness of breathing with the task itself. Isn't that beautiful? Right? When you are doing a job, when you are doing a task that involves, that needs all your attention, all your focus, unite the breathing with that focus. For example, when we are carrying a pot of boiling water or doing electrical repairs, we can be aware of every movement of our hands. We just did awareness of body, right? Where we did the movement of our hands, and we felt like the slower we moved the hands, the more micro movements we felt, and bringing awareness to those micro movements. Right? So as you're holding a pot of boiling water and doing electrical repairs, we can be aware of every movement of our hands, and we can nourish this awareness by means of our breath. Breathing in, I am aware my hands are carrying a pot of boiling water. Breathing out, I am aware that my right hand is holding an electrical wire. Breathing in, I am aware that I am passing another car. Breathing out, I know that the situation is under control. We can practice like this. Just imagine. After you come off this call, right? I'll be guiding you in the little short meditation. After you come off this call, everything we do is breathing in. I know I am grabbing this cup of water. Breathing out. I am now lifting my arm to bring the cup of water to my mouth. Breathing in. I know I am tasting the water. Breathing out. I feel the water being swallowed. Breathing in, I put down the cup of water. Breathing out, I feel my muscles as they're moving with my arm going down. It is not enough. This is why I love this guy. It is not enough to combine awareness of breathing only with tasks that require so much attention. We must also combine full awareness of breathing with every movement of our body. Breathing in, I am sitting down. Breathing out, I am wiping the table. Breathing in, I smile to myself. Breathing out, I light the stove. Stopping the random progression of thoughts and no longer living in forgetfulness are giant steps forward in our meditation practice. We can realize this by following our breath and combining it with awareness of each daily activities. There are people who have no peace or joy because they cannot stop their unnecessary thinking. They are forced to take sedatives to fall asleep, but even in their dreams, they continue to feel fears, anxieties, and unease. Thinking too much can give us headaches, and our spiritual power will diminish. By following our breath and combining conscious breathing with our daily activities, we can cut across the stream of disturbing thoughts and light the lamp of awakening. Full awareness of an out breath and an in breath is something wonderful that anyone can practice. Combining full awareness of breathing with full awareness of the movements of our body during daily activities, walking, standing, lying, sitting, working, is a basic practice to cultivate concentration and live in an awakened state. So, if you're on this call, right, from now on until eternity, for you, for every moment, integrate awareness of breathing with every activity that you do. Every activity. Every. That's a pretty powerful statement, right? Breathe. Oh, breathe. You're holding your breath. Oh, God, again. Right. So from every single activity, whether it's a movement of the body or paying at the cash register when you are buying your favorite drink, whatever it might be, when you're going shopping for food, when you're grabbing the groceries, when you're putting the groceries in the plastic bag, when you're walking down the aisle with the stroller. Integrate awareness of breath with every activity that you're doing. Every. And this, just like Annette said, is a way of integrating mindfulness into your daily life always. And initially, it may feel like, oh, I'm breathing. And then it becomes second nature. It's almost as if you're flowing. It's sort of like you become a flow of energy. So mindful and moving like a river that's just going into all these different areas. Totally mindful, totally present, breathing in and out. This expansion and contraction of the breath that occurs naturally while you're moving, while you're feeding your grandchild, while you're holding your grandchild, while you're cleaning your grandchild's diaper, right? Or changing the diaper, or putting on, or God forbid, washing dishes, doing the laundry. Breathing in and out. How are you doing the laundry? I take this piece of clothing and I put it in the laundry. The other good way of sort of integrating this is go slower. Go slower. Right? Because when you're moving, take your time to get up from your chair. Take your time to sit down. Feel the movements of your body. When you're doing an activity that seems mundane, slow it down. Slow it down with the breath, right? If we are breathing rapidly, we're going to hyperventilate, right? We're going to feel as if we're getting rid of our oxygen. We're going to feel like we're going to be, we need oxygen. Slow down the breath. Slow down your motions. Slow down your activity. Right? When you're doing the laundry, instead of grabbing all 40 pieces at a time or however many pieces you're washing, grab one at a time. One sock. Put it in. One dirty underwear. Put it in. One shirt. Put it in. See how that feels? As you are breathing. Then turn on the washer. Make the water come out. Check the level of the water and the temperature of the water. Notice the movement of your eyes. Notice what you're hearing as the water comes down. Get the laundry detergent. Fill up your thing. Pour it in. Go slowly with the breath. Okay? Some people might think that we're crazy. Why are you going so slow? Why are you going so slow? In the moment. I'm totally in the moment. I'm like, I'm breathing. I'm feeling it all. And you know what? It feels kind of good. All right. So that's gonna be one of the exercises that we do today. In sitting.